Welcome back to PC. Police Chase. Buckle up because this isn't entertainment, it's real chases. No script, no actors, just speed and split-second decisions. Things escalate so quickly you'll be wondering, is this really happening? If you're ready, let's begin. Search of his crossbody bag revealed a shocking stash of contraband, including 219 grams of methamphetamine, distribution equipment, over $2,000 in cash, and notably, 2 loaded handguns, 9mm and .45 caliber. On a Tuesday in May 2023, a bizarre incident shook the border area between Ohio and Indiana. A suspect, Chad Murdoch, 32 years old, from Cincinnati, stole a yellow school bus and began a frantic escape. Ohio police quickly coordinated with authorities in Indiana, tracking the vehicle along Interstate 74 toward Batesville. The chase lasted nearly an hour, covering over 80 miles, approximately 130 kilometers across Decatur and Shelby counties. The suspect proved incredibly defiant, not only driving on the highway but also recklessly maneuvering the oversized bus through rural fields, people's yards, and even a small rural cemetery to evade police. Dashcam footage shows the massive yellow bus weaving between graves and tearing up fields, creating an unprecedented scene of chaos. Chad Murdoch, 32, refused to slow down, skillfully dodging capture as multiple police units stayed locked on his trail. The chase pushed straight through a quiet village, turning heads in every direction. Before he veered wildly off-road into open farmland, dust exploded into the air behind him, engulfing the scene in chaos as the pursuit grew more intense by the second. In an attempt to stop the bus, several police patrol cars were damaged in direct collisions with the massive vehicle. The battle only truly ended in Shelby County, Indiana, after state police officers, ISPs, successfully used a tire deflation device. When the bus was no longer able to move, officers surrounded it, forced the doors open, and pulled Chad Murdoch out of the driver's seat to subdue him on the spot. Chad Murdoch is currently facing a series of felony charges, including vehicle theft, fleeing from police with serious danger, and property damage. In addition to damage to the patrol vehicle, the incident also caused significant losses to local farmers, with many crops destroyed under the wheels of the bus. This is recorded as one of the most unusual and dramatic public transport chases in the area in recent years. He was taken to Shelby County Jail to await trial. Due to the dangerous nature of the incident, endangering the community and causing widespread property damage, bail is typically set at a very high amount or is denied altogether. At 3:16 p.m. on the 7th of March 2024, the Georgia State Police's Crime Prevention Unit, GSP, in coordination with the Atlanta Police Department, APD, tracked down a white Ford Fusion with license plate SCZ 5909 in connection with a vehicle theft. With assistance from the Phoenix Air Unit and Task Force ACE, the target was located in a parking lot on MLK Jr. Drive. As the vehicle moved, Officer Matthews, #795, issued a stop signal for the violation of tinting measuring only 16%, but the driver unexpectedly sped away into the Westland Boulevard residential area. The suspect was driving at breakneck speed, disregarding traffic surveillance equipment and brazenly swerving into the opposite lane to overtake other vehicles. The chase became extremely dangerous when the Ford Fusion nearly collided head-on with another vehicle at an intersection before plunging onto the eastbound I-20 freeway. Recognizing the increased risk to public safety as the suspect approached the freeway, Officer Matthews decided to immediately perform a PIT maneuver to put an end to this reckless behavior. The first PIT sent the car spinning and crashing into the metal barrier, but the driver stubbornly regained control to continue his escape. Immediately, Officer George delivered a second PIT, sending the target flying into the barrier once again, completely disabling the Ford Fusion. The driver, later identified as Juwan Jackson, abandoned his car and dashed down a steep jungle slope to escape. The chase turned into a run on foot, involving K-9 local police dogs and guidance from a helicopter overhead.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Lay on the ground! Lay on the ground! You are going to be shot! Get on the ground! This way! Let me play something!
The battle ended on the railroad tracks beneath the highway overpass. Despite having his right leg bitten by a K-9 loco while attempting to climb the fence, Jackson managed to crawl a short distance before being completely subdued by Officer Tierney, #height83, using a Taser 7. A review of his records revealed that Jackson was not only driving with a suspended license, but was also wanted in Fulton County for second-degree property damage. He currently faces multiple felony charges, including fleeing from police, reckless driving, and resisting arrest. The beginning, traffic violation and a sudden escape. The incident began at 9:58 a.m. on the 20th of November 2020 at the intersection of Virginia Avenue and Harrison Drive. A patrol officer spotted a vehicle driven by Edward Lee Brown Jr., violating traffic signs and failing to use a turn signal. As soon as the officer activated the flashing lights and siren, the vehicle briefly stopped before suddenly accelerating violently, beginning a frenzied escape through residential areas. The chase became extremely dangerous as the suspect repeatedly made sharp turns from Eubank Street onto Cambridge Avenue to evade police. The patrol officer attempted a pit private intervention on Fortner Street, but it was unsuccessful. Shortly afterward, Edward Brown Jr. took his recklessness to the extreme by driving against traffic on I-85 South. To ensure safety, police were forced to move into the emergency lane to maintain close pursuit without endangering oncoming vehicles. After returning to the correct lane and continuing to flee for another 0.5 miles toward the Cleveland Avenue exit, a third police PIT attempt once again failed to stop the stubborn vehicle. However, due to extensive damage from multiple collisions, the suspect's vehicle came to a complete stop at 2451 Springdale Road SW. The patrol officer had to draw his weapon and issue firm commands to subdue the suspect on the spot. The suspect has been identified as Edward Lee Brown Jr., a Georgia resident. Following his arrest, he was taken to Grady Medical Center for a health check before being detained at the Atlanta Pretrial Detention Center. Brown is currently facing felony charges of fleeing and evading law enforcement, dangerous driving, and a series of other serious traffic violations. Around 11 a.m. on the 8th of April 2026, on Highway 160 near Cortez, Colorado, a state patrol officer was shocked to spot a pickup truck slowly moving against the flow of traffic on the emergency lane. Recognizing the catastrophic risk to oncoming vehicles traveling at high speed, the officer immediately deployed his siren and began a pursuit to stop the vehicle before it was too late. Despite all the emergency signals, the pickup truck driver stubbornly continued to accelerate, swerving erratically between the opposite lane and the emergency stop. Throughout the chase, the vehicle narrowly avoided head-on collisions with other vehicles multiple times, creating an extremely chaotic and dangerous situation for everyone on the road. The situation became even more critical when the out-of-control vehicle sped straight towards a construction site where many workers were present. When the vehicle was only a short distance from the construction site, the patrol officer made the bold decision to forcibly stop it at all costs. After the first unsuccessful attempt, the officer executed a second, highly precise tactical maneuver, swerving the pickup truck off the lane and bringing it to a complete stop right at the entrance to the workers' area. This decisive action averted a potentially catastrophic tragedy.
Put your hands up!
When the vehicle was only a short distance from the construction site, the patrol officer made the bold decision to forcibly stop it at all costs. After the first unsuccessful attempt, the officer executed a second, highly precise tactical maneuver, swerving the pickup truck off the lane and bringing it to a complete stop right at the entrance to the workers' area. This decisive action averted a potentially catastrophic tragedy.
Don't move. What happened back there? Did I hit a hole or something?
When the incident began around the afternoon of the 29th of June 2023, in the parking lot of a Walmart supermarket in Waldorf, Charles County, Maryland, police received a report of an ongoing assault where a woman had injured her leg after a car intentionally rammed into her. The suspect then sped away in a white sedan, beginning a dangerous escape. The chase quickly shifted south on Maryland Route 205 Mattawoman Beantown Road. According to police radio, the suspect increased his speed from 120 kilometers per hour, 75 miles per hour, to a staggering 186 kilometers per hour, 116 miles per hour. He swerved erratically between lanes, disregarding average traffic density, creating breathtaking confrontations that made it extremely difficult for officers to keep up while ensuring the safety of civilians. The high-speed chase ended in tragedy near the intersection of Route 205 and Route 301. Due to excessive speed, the suspect completely lost control of the vehicle and caused a chain collision 10-50. Footage from a security camera shows the suspect's vehicle completely deformed after the accident. Although medical rescue teams arrived quickly, the suspect died at the scene due to the severity of his injuries. The high-speed chase ended. Because the incident resulted in a death during a police pursuit, the Independent Investigation Unit, IID, has become involved to clarify the operational procedures of officers from the Charles County Sheriff's Office. All dashcam footage and radio recordings have been released to ensure transparency. This serves as a poignant reminder of the devastating consequences of defying the law and endangering public lives. The suspect is linked to the assault on the woman at Walmart. On the 2nd of September 2025, on Main Street in Beaver, Utah, a Lexus SUV was spotted speeding. When Utah Highway Patrol UHP officers signaled it to stop, the driver, a Darian Deontay Merle, 25 years old, from Texas, not only refused to comply but immediately sped away, turning a traffic violation into a high-speed chase in just seconds.
Black Lexus SUV, California plate 28.
During his escape, Merle drove extremely recklessly, repeatedly swerving into the emergency lane, cutting across the median several times to evade pursuit, and culminating in driving into the wrong lane on I-15, a decision that could have resulted in a head-on collision with any oncoming vehicle.
We're at 132 northbound. He's picking up speed about 85 miles an hour. Copy 132 northbound, picking up speed at per hour. Mike, where are you going to set this way? Geo, 95, copy 95. Copy, traffic stop at 95, 152.
Faced with the risk of a large-scale head-on collision, a UHP officer chose the most drastic measure, driving the patrol car directly into the Lexus. This collision quickly disabled the vehicle and ended the chase on the spot, ensuring no further damage occurred to other vehicles on the road.
Get out, get out!
After his arrest, authorities determined Merle was wearing an electronic monitoring bracelet from a previous case in California and that the Lexus was a vehicle reported stolen in August. Initially facing serious charges, after a plea agreement, he He was sentenced on the 22nd of January 2026 to 225 days in Beaver County Jail and 36 months of probation, bringing to a close a case where a single wrong decision put many others in danger. On the 30th of May 2021, on GA 166, a Georgia State Patrol officer spotted a Nissan Altima traveling at 71 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone and signaled it to stop. Instead of complying, the driver sped away, turning a speeding violation into a high-speed chase that quickly exceeded 100 miles per hour through Carroll County and the city of Bowden. Throughout the chase, the driver displayed an extreme disregard for human life. He repeatedly performed dangerous overtaking maneuvers in no overtaking zones, ran red lights, and nearly caused horrific head-on collisions with vehicles traveling in the correct lane. Even with passengers in the car, the driver ignored all pleas to stop, turning the Nissan into a veritable killing machine on the highway. Authorities attempted to intervene using PIT, push-in strike, but were unsuccessful at a bend in the road. They then deployed stop sticks, causing multiple flat tires, but the vehicle continued moving toward Alabama until a final PIT maneuver caused it to derail and crash into a tree at low speed, ending the chase. After the vehicle stopped, the passengers disembarked and were apprehended at the scene while the driver fled on foot but was quickly apprehended. The investigation revealed that the suspect had an outstanding arrest warrant, a prior criminal record, and a gun was seized from the vehicle. He was subsequently handed over to Alabama authorities for legal processing. On the 14th of March 2022, a routine traffic stop quickly escalated into a life-or-death chase on highways 54 and 50 inches, Jefferson City, Missouri. A white Nissan Rogue carrying Myron Mahaney, 23, and Malik Miller, 25, disregarded police orders and sped away at a terrifying 107 miles per hour, approximately 172 kilometers per hour. This reckless act put numerous road users in extreme danger. The frantic speeding only stopped when the Nissan crashed into several other vehicles at the Dix Road exit. Immediately after the crash, Myron Mahaney abandoned the car and fled on foot but was quickly apprehended by police. A search of his crossbody bag revealed a shocking stash of contraband, including 219 grams of methamphetamine, distribution equipment, over $2,000 in cash, and notably, 2 loaded handguns, 9mm and .45 caliber. Notably, Mahaney is a convicted criminal with a prior record and is legally prohibited from possessing weapons. He previously served time in prison for illegal possession of a weapon in a shooting involving a Glock pistol with a 5.0 round drum magazine. The fact that he was carrying 2 loaded guns and a large quantity of drugs indicates the dangerous nature and willingness of this individual to resist arrest. On the 1st of November 2022, Myron Mahaney pleaded guilty to charges of possessing methamphetamine for the purpose of distribution and firearms offense. He was sentenced to 7 years and 3 months in federal prison without the possibility of parole. His accomplice, Malik Miller, also pleaded guilty to multiple felony charges, including. At the time of the incident in Pine County, Minnesota, police spotted and attempted to stop a vehicle driven by Aaron Elias Davis. Davis was driving with a driver's license revoked due to endangering public safety, DAC IPS, and had several outstanding arrest warrants. Instead of complying, he sped away, initiating a dramatic high-speed chase. Dashcam footage captured the breathtaking moments as Davis repeatedly swerved and sped dangerously to evade law enforcement. This reckless driver not only directly threatened the lives of the pursuing officers, but also put all road users on high alert. The chase only ended when police took decisive action to disable the vehicle and successfully apprehend the suspect. Officers immediately approached with weapons drawn, ordered all 5 occupants out, and secured them on the ground, recovering discarded firearms and suspected fentanyl along the roadway, turning a high-speed escape into a major felony arrest and reinforcing that fleeing police often escalates charges far beyond the initial crime.
Police to be on drugs and alcohol. Got a backpack along with the car. I believe the car is going on 3 wheels at this time. They wanted us to give us a heads up.
For the first-degree DWI charge, Davis received a 6-month prison sentence, suspended for 5 years, along with 5 years of supervised probation. In addition, he must serve 180 days in Pine County Jail, with the option to complete the remainder of his sentence via home blood alcohol monitoring. For the fugitive apprehension charge, he received an additional 19 months in prison, suspended for 3 years, and 3 years of probation running concurrently with his first sentence. This is a heavy price to pay for a driver who consistently disregarded the law and public safety.
Copy, subject in custody, 820. 27 cups. 10-4. Right, Melville Road, just north of Potato Lake Road.
If you don't want to miss more high-speed chases and thrilling moments like this, remember to hit the subscribe button and join the PC Police Chase channel. New videos will be uploaded regularly, and every second is worth watching.